everybody, and welcome to another episode of Life Theories. We've got Diana from Trailblazers of the Universe joining us today, as well as Jay from Journey of a Whitefeather, or WW Health. And my name is Sarah, Small Sarah, Big Soul. And today on our episode, we will be talking about releasing toxicity, toxic patterns, toxic behaviors, just toxicness in general in our lives that we are looking to escape, looking to release from our cycles and our systems, and just move on from. And we'll also touch a little bit on what's going on with the full moon coming up. What sign was it in again?
It's in Virgo.
Virgo.
That's a good earthy sign. So lots to be released, and hopefully the energy of the new moon will help us to release some of the toxicity we'll be discussing
like that,
today.
with something like that, man, if you're guided to do something, it's a little bit scary, but if you know you're guided, like you're guided for a reason. You gotta trust your intuition on these kind of things. I'm glad, because I don't know, I think something bad was gonna happen if I stayed lower. I had a really bad feeling I had to go, so that's it. Kind of a long-winded thing, but
Can I ask about, okay, you said about karmic patterns?
Yes.
And forgiveness. Families are wonderful things with some people, but obviously harder with others. Do you think, because you know how they say love your family, all this kind of stuff, right? But I've learned that you can, especially stuff that I'm going through at the moment, but you said breaking that karmic pattern with your family, that doesn't mean you're not appreciative of everything they've done for you, just breaking the...
It's the negative energy pattern. Yeah. I forgive him. Even though it's hard, most people would probably be like, I do forgive. I see the person as a wounded person, and it has probably their own trauma that I don't know about. And even though look what happened to my mom, I mean, that's pretty heavy stuff, but I realize it's also not giving him energy, cutting off. I actually was able to remain more neutral when he would try to trigger me. I saw his attempts as a narcissist to emotionally trigger me, and that's what happened to my mom, and look what happened to her. So I stopped giving a reaction, but this person is attacking me, like literally relentless, and it was very hard for me to not give any emotion, but I was able to be neutral because I guess I've just been through so much that I'm just like, whatever, but that's hard, man, and that does play into my relationship. That plays into, because that's the root of probably a lot of even addiction. You know, a lot of these things are connected. So, it just kind of being more neutral, not giving this person emotional energy, and kind of just, I'm still compassionate. Actually, I kind of understand it, but he's an effed up person. But I'm going to create boundaries. I don't want much of a relationship with him anymore. Only as needed. But I'm not going to go over there. Like, I don't really want, I think it's extremely toxic. I forgive, I'll do it as needed for the holidays and stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, like, I think I need to completely cut. It's like really dark, twisted, like toxic. It's really bad, honestly. Really, like, I didn't even realize how
I actually said something to you a couple of months ago about how I think with the shift of the energies of the planet, the lower chakras are going to be almost dissolved in a way. Yeah, no, that was just my shit being like, don't look at us, please don't look at us.
Yeah, you remember we were saying about the sacral chakra, like it didn't want to be. I was like, oh, that's how I felt.
My root chakra is like, don't look at me, like, please look away, I'm hideous. Like, it's kind of doing that whole thing. I've been working on it a lot. I've been doing a lot of inner child and reparenting stuff. And it also kind of ties into, I remember telling you guys about the soul retrieval session that I did back in the late fall.
Yep.
Little bits of my soul fragments are starting to come back now. And the fact that I'm working with Mia and Zach simultaneously, plus I did another session with another practitioner named Jade. And the combination of all of this stuff with the soul retrieval has just amplified everything. Like, little bits of soul fragments are coming back in big fucking ways. And the biggest one, I didn't realize this, but as a spiritual worker, this is the last belief you want to have, but it turns out I have it. But I had this belief that's super toxic for someone in my field, that I can't trust the universe. And yeah, I didn't realize I had that, but it came about when I was around 7 or 8 years old. I was riding on my dad's shoulders My dad's about 6'3", so he's a pretty tall dude. And we were going to see the Canada Day fireworks at the park, like near our house. And there's like this big hill. There's a couple of ditches you have to get through to like cross a couple of streets to get from where the parking was. So I'm up on my dad's shoulders and we're going through this ditch. And right at the top of the hill, his foot slipped. I guess like it was a little bit damp or whatever. And I fell off his shoulders from the top of the hill backwards, and I slid down the hill, and at the bottom my head hit a rock and I started bleeding everywhere. Now it wasn't a big cut, but because it was a cut on your head, it bleeds quite a lot. So I'm laying there bleeding, and this is the first time my trust in my parent or like a parental figure really got noticeably damaged. But it wasn't like, every part of me knew that it wasn't my dad's fault. Like, he slipped, he didn't mean to drop me. So I knew I couldn't blame my dad, and I knew it wasn't his fault, and I knew he felt sorry, and I knew he had compassion and caring, and it wasn't his intention to drop me. But my little brain went, well, I can trust my dad, but it doesn't matter how much I trust him or the people around me, shit can still happen. So you gotta blame something. So I blame the universe.
Yeah, I get where you're at. It's basically, I listen to everything you're saying and you're making so much sense of where I'm at. It's basically everything comes back to believing in myself, trusting myself. I can go through everything I've gone through and going, always, mate, he's got more bloody faith than me. I'm thinking to myself, went to a gig with him and he goes, this bloke's the best, man. He's got so much self-confidence. I go, fuck me, mate. Excuse the language. There you go. I'm looking at him going, and you know what I did? I thought about it today, just as you were talking, and I'm going, what's my first comment? You go, you know the first thing I said? No, I haven't. Now I know where I'm at, and I know why I'm at it, and it shits me to tears. And it's a case of, and look, here we go. I'll be honest with you. I've put the Journey of a Whitefeather videos on hold. I've cut my diary because I'm reinforcing. I can talk about it. I will come back to it, right? But the other thing is, I got 50 chapters that I've already written, and that has to be published. So I got to keep. It's a real sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I'm avoiding myself in a lot of ways. Like, look, and how do I put it? I'm just learning about, not learning, but it's come forth how freaking bad I am toxically, and how much inner child post-traumatic shit I've been put through that has affected me so much. And regardless, I have to believe in myself, know where I'm at, understand, go, look at these patterns that you are doing. And look, the best thing that's happened in the last 6 or 7 weeks is the patterns have come up. It's all about self-belief. It's all about loving myself. It's all about believing in who I am, believing that I'm this person that I want to be. And that's the end of the story. And now I've got to bring myself in to put the Superman suit on and fucking do it. Excuse the language, but and do it. I hear exactly what you're saying, Sarah. It's just like these, and Diana moving. I look at Diana moving by herself. Don't worry, that's happening with me too. I'm disconnecting from a lot of people. And
people keep trying to hit. Like, it's kind of weird.
I really am.
Yeah. No, people are actually trying to, like, people that are, I want to say, a little bit of energy vampires in my life, like friends, people that I kind of was, I was curious about cutting off. Like, the now I've done this, they all like literally try to message me. Like, it's kind of people that I was like, oh, I think I need to like space from these people or like cut. And like, it's funny. As soon as I did this, it's like I know I was like, that's a sign, man. I was like, damn, man.
So I got a good job, right? I got a great job. I'm not sitting there, and I've sat there what Sarah was saying, mate. I've laid in bed for hours. I know I'm going sort of like a mini spiritual awakening again. It's a next level. This is deep shit. This is what's holding you back now. I know exactly, and I've got to accept it and change it, and and basically don't fear the outcome. Whatever happens, meant to happen. Change what I write. for myself every morning, trust in the universe. I do trust the universe too much. And whereas I look at it now, what you just said, you don't trust it. I put too much faith because I've never had anyone have my back in a lot of ways when I was young. Not to say you guys don't, and you do, but when you look deep down, I think it's more the inner child that's saying you had nobody. You had friggin' nobody, right? Really, let's be honest. And then I get these great people, yourself and a couple of my mates and all that stuff. Now I look at all the people, but do I really have my own back? Am I as good as what I am? Like even yesterday when I was sitting there going, and a friend of mine who's an astrologer said, you're your own friggin' worst enemy. You're a self-sabotager. I know why now. I don't trust I'm going to lose. The attitude I've got, I listen to a lot about Aaron Doherty, our friend that brought it together. And he said, the biggest strength in yourself is letting go and picking yourself. You might want $1 million or whatever it may be, or something nice, but you've got to let go. Okay, match energies, let go, and take your power back and be you. And that's pretty much it. But it's so hard for someone who hasn't had that you've been given all these lovely things, but you think they're going to be taken away in an instant, and that's the way you act.
Yeah.
What I'm going through is that, and it's opened up my eyes. I'm grateful for it, the experience. And the other thing is, you think to yourself, geez, I might have stuffed all this up and everything, but no, you haven't. Because
you can always correct, and you can always...
That's right, exactly. You'll be better the next day. You're always better the next day. And I think all of us, you can watch this video. I mean, Diana always says, go back to the old episodes. Mate, have a look at this episode now. Diana's energy, like she looked so much better with white, with the, you look like you're just at ease. Sarah and I
dude,
going
it was that bad, man. Like, it's that bad.
Actually,
dude.
Diana, I was gonna say, like, just looking at you, you're like, there's something lighter about it.
Yes.
I did the cord cutting today, and I even said, like, I affirmed, like, I'm calling all my energy back, and like I could tell, like, when I would try to release him, it almost felt like he was like dying or something. I know it sounds like really dark, but that's what.
Have you guys got it? I was just saying to you probably heard me before we went. I think the cord cutting, everything that we do, right? Now, I've had this belief, it all works, ladies and gentlemen. But having the belief it works within you. You get where I'm going?